Well, it was 10 years ago this week when America's deadliest landslide took the lives of 43 people in Oso. The event forever changed Snohomish County and the countless people that are still connected to that tragedy. Jake Wittenberg is back to join us to discuss this. So, Jake, you were one of several journalists who covered this when this happened.
Yeah, myself and several of our colleagues that were called out there day after day for the grief and despair of the Oso landslide. And all this week, we're looking back at what happened and how things have changed today, 10 years later. Here's a preview of what to expect tonight at 6:30 and 11.
There's like a landslide and everything's gone. The houses are gone. We watched hundreds of trees come falling. I'm on Steel Post Road, Highway 530.
10:45, the call came in for a roof in the middle of the road. Kind of a strange call to get, but it wasn't a real big call as far as what I could tell on the pager.
And there has been a huge landslide, and it's pushed the house all the way across the road.
I was thinking to myself, if there's a roof on the road, I might need to cone off the road. You never know who's around on Saturdays. They're all volunteers, so they got family stuff.
Basically, it's for a single engine response, that they have water in the roadway and that a part of a building, and so it's like, okay, a little slide, something has blocked the highway.
Wow, it's really flooding.
And as I pulled over the hill and down into where the road was blocked, nothing really made sense.
There is a structure out on the middle of 530. We'll be investigating.
I had recognized it from a barn that was off to the south of the highway. We're getting on the radio and asking questions and not really getting any information.
We're hearing cries from somewhere over there. Are you guys hearing them from your end?
I'm Sergeant Rocky Oliphant with the Washington State Patrol. I was the first trooper on scene of the Oso landslide. So I was on I-5. I was actually checking for speeders. So I was the only one headed out there. And so I came around a corner. I'll tell you that when I arrived on that scene, it was an overwhelming feeling for me. I tried to get over my radio to tell my dispatcher what was going on.
He's going out for search and rescue helicopters. This is a major event here, and we need additional resources.
You could start hearing on the voices, well, where are you? We don't see you.
I want you to go to the end of Whitman Road and see if you can see the people that are trapped on the other side of the water.
Back and forth, and all of a sudden you kind of realize, well, if they're not able to see or make connection to each other physically, this is much bigger than any of us realized.
It just goes to show you, 10 years ago, yeah. I mean, 43 lives. This was very intense, and we're taking this time to remember this.
Right. This is all week about remembering, reflection. 10 years later, a lot's changed in the lives of the people that were so directly impacted by this. It was such a final event.
Sure.
If you remember, right, Rich? I mean, it was one of those, if you survived, you're one of the very, very few because of just the enormity of this disaster.
A massive amount of mountain came down with that, which was incredible. And I mean, part of it's often the case in this is just the randomness of some of that. I mean, there was a cable repairman who was in there who lost his life, and just being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Summer Raffo driving on 530 by the slide site on her way to a horseshoeing job on a local ranch and just got swept up in the mud. So there are so many stories. Tomorrow we're going to hear from Amanda Siddharth and baby Duke. Their names, they were the first to be rescued. Their names were synonymous with survival at the time. An emotional story to share on that tomorrow.
And speaking of reflection, this coincides with the memorial that will be opening up on the site.
Right. So all of our coverage this week leads us up to Friday, which is the 10-year anniversary this Friday, and the families of the Oso Family Victim Fund are unveiling the big memorial at the slide site. It's going to be a big event. The governor will be there. We'll be there live all day as well.
Okay. All right, Jake. Thank you very much for a preview of this series. You can see the full story tonight on King 5 News at 6:30 and 11 o'clock. And again, join us all week on King 5 for complete coverage of the 10th anniversary of the Oso landslide. This all leads up to our 30-minute special, as mentioned, on Friday at 7 o'clock, right here on King 5 News.